Okay, I want to wrap this up, right? So, because I'm getting pissed off. And I don't need this shit in my head. And I'm explaining to people who are going to vote for 4 more years of it. That's the thing. And like, I don't even feel like I'm obligated to do this. I just want to know why we're done, right? So, okay. So here's Harris, right? Let's just move up to now, right? Like, I'm not going to go through the whole 4 years of the disaster that piece of shit caused. Now Harris, she compared ICE to the Ku Klux Klan. That's a fact. She said it, okay? I have friends, brothers and sisters who work for ICE. I can tell you none of them resemble anything close to what is the stereotypical member of the Ku Klux Klan, which, by the way, is probably an FBI agent provocateur anyway, right? But I'm not going to go down any rabbit holes here. I'm just going to stick to the basic facts. So you're telling me you're okay with that? You're okay with her calling people like me so that I'm an associate or I'm a member of the Ku Klux Klan, or like, really? What else? What else really, really just pisses me off? Oh, how could I get this far without mentioning all the people that were killed by Venezuelans, criminals, millions. They let millions, 10 million, probably more people into this country, and they've committed crime after crime after crime, and killing people, raping people, and by voting for Harris, I don't care. Again, you can rationalize it any way you want. I'm not looking to have a discussion with you. That's your prerogative. You want to vote for it, vote for it. But as far as I can see, you're saying, fuck you. You're spitting in the face of the parents of all those kids that were murdered, raped. You're saying it's okay, and you're okay with 4 more years, because it will get worse, right? Trump was just a speed bump. I mean, check the chronology, check the timeline from 2008 when Obama, who was and probably still is a card-carrying communist, the damage that started out with gay marriage, right? Just, hey, gays love each other, you should be able to get married. No problem, right? We started with that, and we're at this point now where kids are getting mutilated. Thousands of kids are having their females are having their breasts removed. Men are having their testicles removed. Young boys. We have this whole movement towards this trans agenda. And I've always said I knew who was behind the whole thing. It was Chi-Coms. It was Xi Jinping. And people laughing, oh, you're taking this way too far. No. Walz is validating that suspicion I've had for the last 10, 15 years. But Walz validates because the guy went there 30 fucking times. What do you think he was doing there? He was getting his indoctrination. Like, they were telling him, okay, here's what you're gonna do, and you gotta push this agenda. Xi Jinping hates us, but he hates the British more. But he hates us too, because we're kind of in bed with UK, right? Because the UK imported opium into China from Pakistan, Afghanistan, India last century or 2 centuries ago. They humiliated those people, and that's hardwired into Xi Jinping's DNA. I don't want to go down that. I'm going off on a tangent. I just want to get straight to the point. Here's my thing. I've made a decision that I no longer want to associate with anyone who is going to vote for Harris. Oh, okay? That's it. And I know who you are. I know who. And I'm not trying to be. I'm not trying to be. I'm just doing this for myself, right? For my peace of mind, for my protection. It really has nothing to do with you. But you got to understand, the double standards that you've been okay with the last 4 years with Biden. Now you're voting for 4 more years of it. I'm going to try to be quick because I'm at the 5-minute mark. I'm going to try to do this in 3 minutes. So J6, right? I know a lot of those people committed a crime, right? No problem. I'm not saying they were innocent, but they were arrested for stupid shit like trespassing. And they're still in jail. They're still incarcerated. Why? Because they refused to sign a paper. They refused to sign the plea agreement that also required them to, they were going to have their First Amendment rights taken away from them, right? They were not allowed to talk about it after they were released. No press statements, nothing. So they're going to silence them. They're going to stick them with a felony, right? So they'll never be able to vote again, taking that right away from them. And basically they're being persecuted, punished because they wouldn't sign that agreement. Because there's no explanation why they still haven't been brought to trial for this. These aren't complicated cases. So what's the holdup? They're being persecuted until they crack, commit suicide, and they just break down. Like a prisoner of war will eventually break down and just sign a paper, just get out. Their lives are over anyway. They're ruined. I mean, where are they going to go? They're never going to get a job with the federal government, I'll tell you that. So you're okay with that. You're telling me that's fine. You're telling me you'd be okay if they did that to me. They were taking the pensions away from guys or their benefits, military benefits, through the VA. The Biden administration was doing this to people who refused to take the clot shot. You're okay with that too, obviously, because you're voting for 4 more years. And by the way, it's going to get exponentially worse with her. Like all these violations of the Constitution, people's basic fucking rights that are being just plowed over. The FBI has been fucking raiding people's houses for like praying at abortion clinics. Like they're raiding them at 3 a.m. There was a guy, he worked at the airport. He was like the head of the airport. Like he ran an airport, and they raided his house and they killed him. They shot him dead. And it didn't have to be like that. They could have arrested him any time at his work. It wasn't a warrant for his arrest. It was a warrant to search the premises, and they killed him. You're okay with that, okay? So I can go on and on and on. I'm at the 8-minute mark. I've said my piece, and this is why I'm breaking off associations with a lot of people, okay? And that's it. Take it or leave it. Don't try to get into a discussion with me about this. All right, I'm done. I want to live my life in peace. I want to live my life with health. I want to enjoy my pension. And I don't want to be associated with people who think it's okay for American citizens to have their rights trampled like this, to be politically persecuted and left to rot in prisons because they're not getting their due process. And I don't want to be associated with people who think it's okay for somebody with a green card to be registered to vote, because millions of them are. You know, you can have your green card taken away from you just for registering to vote. Why they're not being prosecuted? There's a big difference between persecution and prosecution. Why they're not being prosecuted, as is the law states, but as we all know, this is not a lawless. This is a lawless country because of you, because of the way you vote. You vote for Biden. You're going to vote for Harris. You like it because it's not you getting persecuted. It's people who think differently than you, and you're okay with that. That's tyranny. That's totalitarian. That is disgraceful, disgusting, and that's why I no longer want to associate with you. Goodbye.